Hey guys, Sebastian here again. Welcome to Chess Dump if you're new, and welcome back if you are returning. Today I'm going to be breaking down round 2 of the Garry Kasparov versus Deep Blue rematch from 1997. Let's quit the dilly-dallying and let's begin. Hit the like button please, it really supports the channel. E4, E5 from Garry Kasparov. Knight to f3, knight to c6, and bishop b5. This is known as a Spanish opening. a6, this is known as the Morphy variation. American player Paul Morphy played this. That's why it's named the Morphy. Bishop to a4, this is the Columbus variation, not named after Christopher Columbus. At least I think. I don't know. Short castles, bishop e7, the closed variation, and rook to e1, defending the pawn on e4. b5, attacking the bishop on a4, bishop to b3, d6, c3, short castles, h3, this is a well-known variation, h6, this is slightly more rare, it just prevents anything from coming to the g5 square. If this pawn ever moves, the bishop or the knight cannot come here. Now, most people technically would have played bishop to a5, knight to a5. This is more common. This just attacks the bishop. Generally, this is the position you get into. Black has a clamp on the center square of d4. Generally, the knight goes back to c6. And the game unfolds that way. But instead, we get h6 and d4. Just going for the center pawn break. Rook to e8, just ignoring the threat, just playing a bit more passive. Rook to d1, knight bd2, going for knight f1 and knight g3, that happens. Knight to a5, now attacking the bishop. Bishop to c2, c5. Now fight for the center will begin. b3. Knight to c6 and d5. White chooses to release attention to gain tempo on the knight. Knight to e7, bishop to e3, putting some pressure on the c5 pawn. Maybe that will come in useful later in the game. Knight to g6, queen to d2, knight to h7, a4, just putting some more pressure on the center. Knight to h4, going for the trade, that happens. Queen to e2, queen back to d8, b4, just keeping some tension. In the center, queen to c7, defending the c5 pawn. Rook e to c1. c4, Kasparov is trying to keep the position closed to take advantage of the computer's lack of understanding in closed positions. Computers don't really understand closed positions. Hikaru, at a very young age, actually learned to exploit that. And, well, the way I would describe it is, you can continuously play a move back and forth as a human, and to force a computer to play a certain pawn break. But that's beside the point. Rook to a3, rook to c8, and rook a to c1. Rook c to a1, because he sees that this game will be fought down the queen side. At least he thinks. Queen to d8, f4, knight to f6, f takes e5, d takes e5, queen to f1, and knight to e8. With every move, Kasparov's position seems to be getting more passive. Sorry about all those arrows. I've already recorded this section once. So let's just count how many points of material Kasparov has on the back rank. 5, 10, 19, 21, 24. He only has one piece on the second rank, and these pawns aren't really doing much. I mean, they're kind of controlling some squares from certain pieces, but still, this pawn's completely useless. All it is just being an anchor to this pawn. But if this gets taken, and this pawn's here, that pawn on a6 becomes a small bit more useless. Queen to f2, knight to d6, bishop to b6, attacking the queen, queen to e8, because Garry does not want to lose his queen. Rook 3 to a2, bishop to e7, bishop to c5, bishop to f8, knight to f5, bishop takes f5, knight takes f5, f6, bishop takes d6, bishop takes d6, a takes b5, a takes b5, bishop to e4. Oh, just kind of putting some defense on these pawns and making it to where this rook takes this rook, queen takes a2 would occur. That happens. And queen to d7. Queen to a7, attacking the queen. We get rook to c7, queen to b6, rook to b7, rook to a8 check, king to f7, queen to a6, queen to c7, queen to c6, queen to b6 check, king to f1, rook to b8, rook to b6. In this position, Garry Kasparov resigned. He missed this move. Queen to e3, this is a forced draw. Something like, let's say, queen takes d6, what? Hold on. Yeah, he missed a forced draw. Queen to d7 check, king to g8. It's forced draw no matter what. Because if now this move, it would be rook. Rook to f8. Say bishop to f3. Queen to c1 check. King f2. It's just queen d2 check. King f1, and yeah, it's just a draw. If king here, either one of these checks is a forced draw. So yeah, Garry Kasparov missed a forced draw, and now the games are 1-1. Thank you for watching this video. If you got this far and you enjoyed the video, can you please like it? It really helps out the channel. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow.